What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Finally had a chance to settle in a little bit to home time, so got out the clippers, cut this hair down a little bit, so feeling a lot better about that. I really don't like my hair as long as it was, and just doing a few other random things around the house. Before I get into the topic I want to talk about, uh, man, being out on this road, one thing that can happen is you can kind of disconnect from society. Had it not been for a friend of mine that works at the mortgage company I worked at, I almost lost out on a good mortgage rate. So, luckily, I was able to get that in process while I was out over the road. So, try to keep your finger on the pulse of normal society when you're out here on the road. Now, one of the questions somebody asked me about was, does Prime have regional routes? So, and he was specifically wondering about Northwestern. Now, I'm not exactly sure how these routes go. I do think they have some people that are running like, southeast, northeast, and then like Western 11 or something like that. Uh, as far as I really wouldn't be interested in any of those. First of all, Northeast, definitely don't want to be messing around with just Northeast exclusively. I'll take that in doses. And the same thing with Northwest. I mean, why would I want to run all them mountains all the time, wasting all the gas in the world, or fuel if you really want to be specific about it? Wasting all that fuel and then dealing with all them chains and snow and everything in the wintertime. Listen, you could have it. I mean, I'll get out there every now and then, but I'm really not a fan of just running those Western 11. I mean, if you think about the last couple weeks that I've been out, we ran Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, Northern Arizona, and California. My fuel economy for that route was about 7.7, something like that. I now my truck is new, so the fuel economy is, hasn't been dialed in quite yet, but I was still running in the mid eights, all up until I got out there. So, one thing you got to think about if you're going to be running like, the Western 11, you got to be thinking about fuel economy. I really don't know how much those loads pay out there just because I don't run them enough to have a barometer on how the loads pay and everything. And as a solo, once I get into California, seems like I get trapped out there for like 4 or 5 days, and I'm not a fan of staying out in California all that long either. As far as the Northeast goes, I'm not trying to mess around with, like New York City, Queens. I'm not, listen, none of that. And even some of the Boston stuff, it'd be great if we could have a good pre plan before we get in down there. But you're talking about some expensive tolls going in down there. And some of these places, I know, like the Chelsea Produce Market, they try to kick you out as soon as you are done getting unloaded. So if you gotta go somewhere, right? If you choose the wrong direction, you're hitting tolls twice, leaving and going back to where your next load would be. So I'm not a fan of that. If I had to choose, and I think that it's kind of locked down, if they even have it at all, I'm not 100% sure. I've heard they have it, but I heard it's hard to get on it, would be Southeastern. So, I mean, I might be interested in something like that, but I'm pretty happy with the, traditional over the road. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on the West Coast as a solo driver just because a lot of times they're trying to pull teams out of there. At least that's my experience. Everybody's experience may vary, but I'm just happy keeping, staying, you know, east of Cheyenne and out of New York City and New Jersey down near New York City and like that Boston market. But that's just uh, that's just me. Susie, if you happen to be watching this video, she's the one that hooked me up with my mortgage. We're gonna be closing on here pretty soon. She bought me a little what is this, brandy? Not brandy. It's bourbon. Very delicious. Love it. Anyway, that's about it. Just want to kind of keep you guys updated. I've been, I'm a washout kind of guy myself. I try to stay a little bit professional on that. So if there's a washout around, I'm going to get the washout. But, I have had some situations where, it really didn't need a washout. It just had a bunch of scraps in it and everything. And that broom was getting to be a little bit too time consuming. So later on today, tomorrow, I'm going to be going out and getting a leaf blower. I'm trying to stay with anything over like 90 miles per hour. If you guys have a specific leaf blower that you guys use, name, brand, all that kind of stuff, leave it in the description below. I would appreciate that. And that's about it. I told my fleet manager to forget about me when I got this last load repowered, so we'll see if he really takes heed to that. I did tell Night Dispatch to make me available on the 19th of October, so we'll see if I'm going to come out on the 19th or if I'm going to take it a few days after that. Still not 100% sure. Do appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I'm going to apologize real quick for the last video that I put up. I was supposed to have some links to some channels in there. The My Scariest Moments in Trucking video. And I didn't mean to post that video, but apparently I had it going up as a live video. And there were some other channels I wanted to mention on a little tag I'm going to do on my own. So if your name wasn't called in that video, or I did call your name in that video, I'm going to be doing another video where I'm going to be calling on some more truckers to do a video on that. JJ the Trucker being one, and a few others. I know I kind of stayed outside of Prime for the most part on that last one. We're going to be bringing Prime back in on this next one. Anyway, before I keep rambling, I do want to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.